What's up, Traders Edge? It's Mark Sebastian, your only option, and this is your look at the week ahead. I'm going to tell you where I'm looking for S&P, the Q, the IWM, the diamonds. We're going to talk about Bitcoin, talk about the VIX, and I'm going to give you the 5 stocks I'm watching. So with that, let's dig in. All right, folks. So let's start with SPX. SPX did close just off an all-time high. Actually, it was an all-time high, but still below 6,100. What's holding it back? Well, it's not the S&P that really matters. It's S&P futures. And S&P futures are trading just below 6,100. For us to make that break above 6,100 in the cash, we need the futures to bust over. They've tried to bust over 3 times. They tried 3 times last week, weren't able to do it. This week, I believe it's going to happen. I'm looking for the S&P to break out, potentially have another big week. We have CPI this week. I think that's going to be maybe the catalyst that does it. The Qs, now, they went from kind of middling to overbought. We had last week we saw industrials pull back and the grade 8 or mag 7 explode higher. I think this is going to be the week where your Nvidias and Apples and Microsofts and Metas maybe cool it a little bit and you see some money flow back into the industrials and small caps. IWM, this might be the best trade of the week, is going long IWM. I like it to move higher, kind of retouched that 21-day moving average after getting a little bit overstretched. I'm liking it to move up this week. At some point before the end of the year, it will break 250. Diamonds, the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Kind of a little bit of a time correction, allowing the 21-day to catch up. I think it'll close the week above 450, but I'm not looking for anything exciting out of that. Bitcoin, I think it may have topped out temporarily. You might get a rush into the end of the year, but I think this is going to be a mostly boring week for Bitcoin. IBIT, the implied vol is really high. This might be the week to actually think about some sort of vol selling strategy in IBIT. SIBO launched their Bitcoin index options. I'm going to be starting trading those in deep market crypto this week. If you're not a member of deep market crypto, you should change that. Speaking of things that are dying, take a look at volatility. The VIX down at 1277. Believe it or not, I think the VIX could go lower. The VIX might threaten breaking 12 by the end of the week. That is going to be excellent for us in Trading Desk. My core backbone SVIX strategy, I think SVIX is going to be over 31 by the end of the week. It's already gaining about 15 cents a day. And with volatility coming back, VIX futures coming in, you could see SVIX pick up 3%, 4% this week. That is completely in the cards. That's going to be a real problem for UVXY and the such. So what stocks am I watching this week? Let's start with Apple. Apple is completely overbought. I know it's a fool's errand. I'm looking for Apple to pull back. Amazon. Amazon has broken out. It was kind of undervalued. It might be making a run at 250. Maybe not this week, but it might be making a run at 250. Next up, EQT had this amazing run in early November. Seems to have topped out. Might be an opportunity here to go long. This is the largest natural gas producer out there. Speaking of energy, CVX got absolutely pasted the last week, threatening those moving averages. This could be a fun one to potentially go long. And last but not least on my watch list is AMD. It's been so bad for so long. At some point, it is going to make a decision to bust out or die. I think this is the week that happens. keep an eye on AMD. All right, folks. So there you have it. On Friday, we at Delta Strike had our first dollar shots. Myself, Hans, Andrew, and Leisha each picked options under $2 that we think could go up 100, 200, maybe even 300% by the end of the year. There's still time to get into these trades. They'll be there on Monday. So if you've not joined Delta Strike, if you're not a member of Delta Strike, click the link in this email. If you're watching me on YouTube, like, subscribe. If you got a question, leave it or a comment. Let me know. If you want me to look at a stock, let me know, and I will take care of it. So I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I am Mark Sebastian. I am your only option. Have a good one.